Okay, everyone, welcome to our live monthly Zoom on Wednesday evening, our United Nations. And I'm so excited that we have multiple nations on this Zoom with us on Wednesday nights now. And you guys, we work really hard to make sure that every night is something that adds value to you and your team. And I will tell you that I know several of you who have been on some of our special boxer groups have gotten to spend a day with this lady recently, because she has given me more than I deserve of her time for people that do not benefit her in her business at all, but that she still so graciously out of her heart just gives to us, because that's who this lady is. And you guys, this is Melissa Mercer. If you have not been blessed to be able to sit at her feet and spend time with her, you will be so excited that you chose to do this for your business tonight or listen to this recording, because Melissa is just the most down-to-earth, humble, sweet, funny, like, I don't know, MVP person, consultant, dear friend in my life. I don't even know how to describe her adequately, but like, this lady gives me joy every time I'm around her. And I will tell you, one of my greatest joys out of this journey has been watching this woman grow. So her and her husband, Steve, just built a brand new dream home because of Arbonne and all of their hard work and partnering together for their family and dreaming. And it's beautiful. And I know she has some exciting things to share with all of you tonight. So I'm going to not take any more of her time, and I'm going to sit back at her feet and listen just like the rest of you and learn from this lady, because she is amazing. Melissa, thank you so much, honey. I love you dearly, and you know it.
Thank you, Carlita. I love you too. And I'm honored to be here sharing. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to share, because I really had just shared a bit with you all on the Voxer group. So I'm really happy this time that we can see each other and maybe do a little bit more in-depth training. And I know Carlita is a numbers girl. She likes to see what can happen. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you, I want you to have hope that you can progress and grow in this business no matter where you are right now. And it really is just about you deciding to be consistent. And I'm going to share with you my numbers from district to region, because I want you to see that it's doable and that it's something that you can 100% be successful at. And I'll give you a little background. Carlita shared that she has seen me change and grow, and that's an understatement because I had so much insecurity when I started Arbonne, that it was a massive struggle for me to believe that I could be successful, believe that I could be better, believe that Arbonne would work for me. I had all of the doubts, all of the fears, times 100. And you guys, I had hives at my first Arbonne presentation. I thought I was going to pass out. I didn't, but I thought I was going to. But, you know, I still made it to regional vice president in 18 months. And that is not to brag about me, but I will brag about Carlita Nelson's recipe for success. Because when you focus on that, you're going to be successful. And you take the focus off of yourself and off of your fears and off of your thoughts and off of all your distractions, and you treat that recipe like a business plan and say, every day I'm going to follow it. And I will be very honest with you. Every day I said that, I'm going to follow it. And in my head I said, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not good enough. And so, and I just kept telling myself, I'm going to follow the recipe. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep sharing. I had a pit in my stomach, sweaty armpits, but I just kept going. And so I want everybody to know that we all have that struggle. And you have to say, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be consistent with my calendar and follow that recipe. I'm not quite sure how many on this call are district managers and area managers, but this is going to be a little bit more for you, because I remember when I was an area manager, and I'll get to my numbers, I'm going to share my screen. I remember specifically where I was at. And I remember calling Shelly, and I remember saying to her, I get it. I get what this business is about. It's not about me. And it was about a year into my business. And it was a massive shift for me, because for a whole year I focused on myself and all of my own insecurities and everything. And it was this epiphany moment where I realized, oh my gosh, this business is about everybody else. At a party, who can I talk to? Who can I make better? Who can I share this with? But I will tell you, the insecurities didn't go away, but you stop focusing on those, and you focus on all of those other things, the people. And when I had that shift, and I said, in the midst of everything that you feel, and I said, this business isn't about me. This is about everybody else. I went to Region. And I had another shift from Region to Nation, but that's another whole story. So I'm going to share my screen. So you guys are going to have to bear with me, and I think it's going to be real simple. Hopefully. Okay, I think you guys can see that, right, Carlita? Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna scroll kind of carefully here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I wanted to show you, I started in January of 2005. Oh, and actually, no, I started in November of 2005. And Shelly told me, Melissa, you need to get to Region or district manager in 2 months. And I said, okay. And I think that's another big thing where we tell people, this is how you do it. This is the expectation. And we set that expectation a little bit higher and say it's 3 and 3, and then you get to district. So January, I was a brand new district manager, and I got $139. I was thrilled to pieces. Okay, so, and I wrote, this is where it's important. I held 4 parties that month. And you guys, that wasn't a stellar month. But I want you to say that this is my journey and what I had learned to get there. And this is what happened in January. I did 2680 in volume. Okay, so February, I held 6 parties, but I met my first business builder. And to me, that right there is the key. I met my first business builder. I met someone who said, I want to do this business. And that is where we can see the growth. So that was February. So I held 6. I'm like, okay, good for you, Melissa. You at least hold the bare minimum. So I'm going to scroll back up. March, the next month, I held 7 personal parties, and I helped Sandy do 3 or 4 with hers. And we did $5,000 of volume in March. That was a defining moment for me, because I realized I can duplicate myself and really share this business with other people and see tremendous success. Because as you can see here, I got a $600 commission check from Arbonne. You guys, when I started this business, just 4 or 5 months prior to this, I told myself, if I can make $600 in a year, I would be so, so happy. But here's what I wanted to point out to you about January and February. I wasn't looking so hot as a district manager. I held 4 parties and then 6. This is for you guys who are looking for business builders. If someone has 4 parties, you keep encouraging them. you keep sharing, this process. And this is what I'm going to say. You need to treat your business builders like a daughter. I have two daughters, and they're in the business, and I have learned profound things by having two daughters in my business, because a daughter is willing to ask their mother anything. And that's how we want to be with a business builder. We want to be their mom, no matter what their age is. It doesn't matter. It's just that, analogy of mother-daughter. And so if you have someone who has 4 parties, you work with them. You work closely with them to help them increase those parties and build their belief and help them to build. So I went from 4 to 6 to 7. And then in April, I had 8 parties. Sandy was a brand new district manager. I got someone else, you can see, her name is Dana. That was her start month. And we hit first step area in April of 2005. You guys, I cried because I got $1,100 commission check. I thought it would take me 10 years to become an area manager. My belief was very small in myself. My belief was huge in the process. So that's why I am so adamant about telling someone, if you want to see success, you follow the recipe. You follow Carlita's recipe for success. You hold 8 parties. It's scheduling, selling, sponsoring, staying connected. You do all of those things and you treat them like a business. Okay, so I'm going to keep scrolling. This is May, June, July, and August. And in May, then, I want to show you the duplication because this is so important. Sandy Sorensen was a DM. Dana finished DM this month, but she brought in somebody and hit 7,000. And then I brought in somebody new. And so we're really seeing that growth, that volume growth. And it's not coming from just me. Held 6 personal parties, though, and brought in, helping 2 new people. And then June, we were brand new area manager. May, we finished area. And you can see the continuing in the duplication, the new districts, bringing in new districts, helping new parties, held 7 personal. And I think what struck me as I'm looking through all these, my parties held, when you combine my parties, my personal, with the people that I was helping, it's roughly between that 12 and 15. Some months less, I don't believe I had really any more than that. But that just goes to show you that consistency in this business is going to give you growth. One of the traps that we fall into is you have 8 parties one month and the next you have none. And then you're trying to dig out. And then maybe 3 months later, you'll finally get 8. And then the next month you do 1. That is like a start, stop, start, stop. So you want to always make sure that you're holding at least 6. And you guys, I know you're going to see in here, I'm honest, that there are some months that I didn't, but it didn't continue. We increased, as soon as we could, or as soon as I could, to more personal parties. So July, we're an area manager, held 5 parties and did a July special, and then helped all these girls. In August, 4 direct districts. And here's the wonderful key. The direct districts are bringing a district. And isn't that what we're learning? We want to be double Ds. We want to have a district, but we want them to have a district, because that's what's going to give us that sustainable growth, that consistency, then not just with our directs, but with the underneath. You'll see August, I had 5 personal, but I had a couple that I was helping with a new person. And I will honestly tell you, in these summer months, I probably had a sick gut because I wasn't holding enough parties. So we'll scroll down here to September of 2005. We held party, our 9 parties, brought in 2 more new girls direct to me. Dana is an area manager. She's in qualification for area, or will be soon. But we did 20,000 in September. I hadn't even been in the business a year. And I only say this so you see, I did not have stellar belief in myself. And I want you to see that when you have a business builder and they don't believe in themselves, that's when you need to, pour into them. You guys, it's not your job to carry someone, I know, but it's your job to say, you can do it. I believe in you. And to just to keep encouraging them. Because my husband, I love that I make what I do, because he deserves the commission check from Arbonne as much as I do, because he was such an encouragement to me. But to see this $2,500 commission check in less than a year, it was absolutely incredible for me and for my team and for my business. And so what happens when you see that, you want to keep going and you want to keep growing, and want to keep duplicating. So you can see October, we did 21, held 6 parties, and plus 3. It was a little difficult for me to figure out sometimes how many actually, was it 3 new or whatever. November, we held 7 parties. We kept prospecting and duplicating now with the team. And in December, I see I only held 1 party and did a December special. You guys, I know December can be hard. Every month can be hard. We just have to keep saying to ourselves, I need to be as consistent as possible in this business and have as many parties as I can and talk to a lot of people. I may have had a lot of one-on-ones and did a big special in December because we did 24,000. And then these are the last 4 that I want to show you. January of 06, I had a new girl start and only held 4. You can see sometimes over the years there are some months that are a little bit less parties. Those are the months that we say, this is the month I need to find a business builder, because then it's a lot. It's just so exciting to have a business builder to help them with their parties. Okay, so in February then, it was, we really amped it up. 7 personal parties. I had 2 more new girls starting. They both hit First Step District. 8 is an area. We can really see a lot of duplication and a lot of growth. What I want to point out too, when you bring in these new people, and I know that, and I have done this, where your personal lacks, because you're feeling busy with other people. Try to keep your personal as high as possible, so you aren't then making, this digging out of the grave of your own personal when you have new people then pop out. So you want to keep growing and keep, going in your personal parties while you're helping somebody. And then in March of 2006, so this is like, 17, 18 months in my business. And I know I'm definitely probably one of Carlita's slower ones back then. But you guys, I shared this on the Voxer. It's my journey and it's a good one. And I think just what I want you to see more than anything is that you can have hope that you can be successful, that you just need to say, I need to be consistent in everything that I do in this business. So we hit First Step Region. We had a lot of people starting over the course of the last several months, finishing, getting into qualification. You're helping several new people, keeping your personal. March was crazy for me because I believe I had 2 girls finishing district, and then this parties for Heidi and Heather were new, Mary and Ann. So I had 4 new people that I was starting. Well, we hit First Step Region and hit 43, which is super exciting. And if you don't know the story, this is a great one, because Carlita was coming to do Heidi's car presentation in May. And Carlita had told Shelley that I had to finish region in April. And when she did tell me that, I was a little bit ticked, and took me a day to get over myself and to say that, you know what, they know what's best for me. I need to follow what she's saying, and I need to decide that, yes, I'm going to finish in April. So this is what I did in April. Helped a lot of people get started or finished, had parties, had a new person. We also had GTC, but this is what I said to myself. Every single day I didn't have a party, I said I needed to sell $500 worth of products, because if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And I decided, probably the second day of the month after I was told I had to finish, then I had to decide. When I decided, then I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish. And you see that we finished with 60,000, and we did more than what we needed. So I think more than anything, what I really wanted to share with you is, I guess, the belief that you can do it if you're consistent and you just keep following that recipe. And I will tell you that it's so important to write down, what do you want to do? And also give yourself grace. And I'll share with you something, it's just something that I'm doing right now, that I said, okay, it's time to amp up my business and really get it going again. Not again, but just better, because we want to keep doing better and better and better and keep growing. And so I made a vow to myself that I would do my DM bonus personally for 12 months in 2017. And I will tell you that I have up to this point in August, or up through July. In August, I'm not going to quite do it. And I told myself, I said, Melissa, this is where you give yourself grace, and you just say, the rest of the year, I'm going to do my DM bonus. And I could cheat my way into a DM bonus, but I'm not going to do that just to make myself get it, because cheating in this business is not right. Because you guys, we all could do it. We could sign up, our brother. Well, my brother's probably signed up under somebody else. You could sign up a lot of people, but that's not what's going to cause you the growth. The growth is when it's me growing my business and saying, this is what I'm doing and this is why. So honestly, that's what I wanted to share with you. And more than anything, that I hope that you go away from looking at that and saying to yourself, I can do that. It's not 30 parties a month. It's a nice, consistent amount. Don't let yourself do less. Don't be on this roller coaster, but always be focusing on personal parties and bringing in a new person. Personal parties, bringing in a new person, and keeping that growth going. And that's something that I'm still doing. I'm still focusing personal parties, bringing in a new person, because I want to be a 4-wide MVP. And that's not going to happen unless I'm doing my personal parties and bringing in new people. So I hope that helped. And I hope you just go away and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the fall and for really turning my business into a growth machine. So thank you, Carlita, for asking me to share.
Melissa, honey, that was perfect. I love those numbers and how those numbers work. And I wish I had documentation of my journey like you just did yours, because that is amazing. But what I love most of all is that you are so unassuming and so transparent and humble that you make everyone feel like, I can do this. I can do this. And that is what I love about you the most, is that you make everyone feel good about them by just being the wonderful you that you are. Cry. Because you guys, there's so many times that people, and Melissa has, because she has, these sideline sisters of hers that she loves dearly because they're her nieces, that she has compared herself along the way. Is that true, Melissa?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
And
I had to learn not to.
yes, and that's what I love, is that I think more than anything, I know it's what held Melissa back, because it wasn't me who didn't believe in Melissa. It was Melissa who didn't believe in Melissa at those times. And you guys, that's what I love about her and her story, is that she's a live example of what you guys are doing to yourself if you're not progressing in your business the way that you want to. It's because you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or you're not doing the things that she just decided and committed to doing, and testing the system and saying, you know what, I'm going to do it and see if it works. And she, like she said, she didn't believe in herself right away, but she believed in the system because she saw it working. And you guys, you know, the system works. I mean, we have proof that it works for people who work it. Decide to believe in yourself enough to just work that system and do what this lady did. I mean, I love your story more than most stories in my business, Melissa, because you are powerful beyond measure. I mean, you just being you is powerful. And so do me a favor, pull up your numbers again for me on your screen, because I want to show people, like, the income jumps. I mean, like, I know towards the end I was taking screenshots of it. I was not texting. I was screenshotting your numbers because I wish I had those numbers, and I try to save them because I use them as examples. But you guys, look. I just want you to look at the pay, like your commissions, like $139.38, you know, and then how we minimize that. But look at then $262. But then look at the jump. I mean, you guys, I remember what that felt like to get that $550 paycheck. How many of you $619.48 would make a difference? You guys, that's where most people start out. And today, honestly, we can make, 200 and something as a consultant, and then move into the $500 to $1,200 range early in our district manager journey, or before. But you guys, I want you to realize, like, how powerful that is, and yet how we don't work to make that happen for our families. Then it was $1,200, then it drops down to $1,000. What do you do in your head when it dips down a little bit? Do you keep working, or do you go, oh, it's falling apart now? Because look, then it went up to $1,400, and then what is this one? $1,188.
Yeah.
So she's like bouncing around right here, but then boom, 1,800, right?
Yep.
1,800.
Yep.
Then 2,500, and this is how many months later, Melissa? What month is that from when you started?
Month 11.
Yeah. So
it's actually month 10.
10. So $2,500 extra in your family budget. 10 months into the business, just being consistent. I mean, Melissa was not like, you weren't like she said, she was one of the slower ones, not to mark what she did, but she was average pacing, doing average consistent activity, not more than we ask, but doing what we ask. Right. And that's what she got. And then it went down to 21. Oh, well, you know what? 2,000 extra a month. I mean, I remember that was bringing my husband home 80 hours a week. A pay period. It was worth it to get that $2,000. What do your whys cost you? How much money do you need each month to get your whys back and to buy your whys back? Then it was almost 3,000 right here. $2,799, 2,500. Scroll on up from there.
Yep.
I mean, this is powerful.
Yep. Oh, I guess
Yeah, no, you wouldn't believe me.
Oh, gosh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. Then you go 21, 28, 38, 48. I mean, how cool to give yourself $1,000 raise every month?
Yeah.
3 months in a row. I mean, I was listening, but I was watching these numbers and going, wow, who wouldn't like to get an extra $1,000 raise? Not just an extra $1,000, but an extra $1,000 on top of what you already got the month before, the very next month, and the very next month.
Right.
That's the power of duplication. That's the power of consistency. That's the power of momentum. And that's the power that we have in this business called Arbonne, in the network marketing industry, and the compensation plan that we work, because we get paid for helping other people get the same kind of paychecks that Melissa was showing you that she got. She was helping other people get those same kind of paychecks. And because she got a bigger paycheck every month for her family, called leadership pay. That is powerful. And you guys, I don't know why people don't protect this and make it a priority and give it the time and the attention that it needs you to give it to learn the industry, learn about Arbonne, learn about your products, learn about the tools and the resources that your team has that give you tracks to run on, even better than what Melissa had. I know what Melissa had. She had a typed piece of paper that wrote down exactly what I told her everybody I did. Is that not true, Melissa?
Yes, it is.
There was no dream team worksheet. There was no, verbiage sheet. There was no, how to, track out your goals, any of that. It was, I did this. I booked parties. I told other people about it. This is what I did at my presentations. Go do the same thing. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if people did not take for granted what you have with Arbonne first, and the leadership and the tools that you were provided, and you just used it, you guys could get there in a third of the time that Melissa did. Mm-hmm. Because we don't even have the products that we have today. And that's not even touching the products. So I'm not saying this to be in your face in a way that I'm like, oh, look at you compared to Melissa. I'm not doing that. I want you to see the powerful business that you have today that she didn't even have, and yet look at what she was able to do and what you have the power to do even bigger and better and faster than she did. Not that what she didn't do was great. So, I mean, thank you. Oh, I love numbers.
I know you do.
I know, because they don't lie. I always say numbers don't lie, you know, and it just is there, and you cannot deny that this works the way that it works. And you guys, look at this sweet, precious person that's just shared in front of you. I mean, do you not think that you can do it too because she did? I mean, I know that's what her heart wants each and every one of you to believe, because I know her heart. Mm-hmm. And I know that's what she wants you guys to believe, and why she did what she did tonight. So I'm going to put this on YouTube. Melissa, you need to share this with your team too, because I know we always share things with other people's teams.
Yes. Thank you.
We don't share with our own team, and our own team needs to hear it as much as other people do.
Yeah. So. All right. Thank you. I do have to go because I'm doing my Zoom call now.
Okay. Love you much. Bye. Thank you.